We're holding here a Daf Mem Amud Beis here, Rav Moshe in Dirshu Amud HaYomi. We're going to soon get to Daf Mem Aleph right now. We're at the Mem Amud Beis, about the last quarter of the Amud by Ala Novlis, 2 dots by Ala Novlis. Okay? Okay, Neville? So the Gemara asks the Kasha. Again, it says in the Mishnah, what is it in the Mishnah? It says in the Mishnah that Ala Novlis in Gavoy, he says Shakal Nivaro. We'll see what this is in a minute. And Rav Yehuda says there's a problem here. You can't make a bracha. These things are klala. It's anything which is a min klala, you don't make a bracha. So the Gemara explains, what are these Novlis? Seems to have said as follows. We'll see. We're going to change this, but it seems to have said as follows. Had bushlek kamla. It's the dried out. It's like they're overripe and they're dry of the from the sun, from the heat. The fruits or whatever that are completely dried out. Charabar tomorrow desika. And one says it's where the dates that the wind has blown them off the tree and they're in bad condition. So either bushli charma or charma zikatran. Or sorry. It's not. Now we learned in the Mishnah, kol shuvin klala and revorchim. So in other words, he's saying this is klalas. This shouldn't make a bracha at all. This type of food is a result of a klala. So don't make a bracha at all. Bishlamana, bishlekalman, the korlim klala. There was famine. There was everything was dried out and the food was ruined. That's klala. El lamandam and tomorrow there was wind. I mean klala. It's klala. It came off from the wind. Klala. When it says you're right. That ashar. We have to learn that he didn't mean on Novlis in particular. He meant on. He spoke before about chaymetz or on. So the other things, the other ones, a gaboy, which is right. It could be from locusts. Grasshoppers are locust. They come as a plague of locusts. That's what he meant, not this. Ikadam. Another way it says, we understand the Tadakama. So why do you make a shakal? It's a date. It just got blown off the wind. Shakal So something is wrong here. This doesn't make sense. So therefore we say there's a misunderstanding here. It's in fact, no one's arguing that it's the burnt out fruits or whatever the dates or fruits, whatever they are, but they're completely burnt out and they lose their bracha. They don't taste like fruits. They're not fruits. They lose their identity. Kipligi. This whole discussion about the wind, that case, the machlekes, was really not said in our context, in our Mishnah, but it was rather said in Novlis tomorrow. In a different Mishnah, it talks about something else called Novlis tomorrow. We'll see what this Mishnah is a Mishnah in Shvius. And it says, Tadana Kalin Shebit Mai. So there are certain things, there are certain types of food to call the Kalin Shebit Mai, which are as follows. They have a special din. Shitin, Rimin, Uzudin. We'll see what they are in a minute. These are all different types of produce. Shikma, Gufnin, and Itzbev, and Novlis tomorrow. So on that list is something called Novlis tomorrow and Shitin. So on that list, Now we're going to go explain each one, but we're going to go see. So we'll get to them in a moment. That there's an explanation of what's Novlis tomorrow. That was this discussion. When we mixed it up with the Mishnah Shvius, but it's relative to there, not to our sukkah. So what is this? So what is halacha? What's the halacha over there? What are we saying over there? So it says over there, Rashi brings down that these peiros of shvius were chachamim were mekel on them, that there's no obligation. So, sorry, it's not shvius really. I take it back. It's halacha in Tamai. These are things which normally when you buy something from Amaretz and you don't know if you took Trumas and Maisvus or not, you have to take Trumas and Maisvus. In these peiros, you do not have to take Trumas and Maisvus. That's the thing. Ain't so classroom. And this is the list. The first one, okay, now let's go through the list, is Shitim. Hopefully we'll understand what each one is. What is that? So the Gemara explains. What is this produce? It's a mintanim. It's a type of fig. Rimin is kande. Is a type of sorry. You know what that is?
It's a lotus fruit.
Yeah. Means sema. It's a type of herb. Yeah, maybe it's a lotus. I don't know. I don't know what it says. What it says there? Lotus?
That's what I don't know.
Okay. Okay, that's one. But the point is, these are like, I think the concept is these are like types of cheap things that even Amoritz probably took the meister from them. He wouldn't have held back taking. Okay, let's go on the list. Rimin Yikan Oizudin was it on the list also? Yeah, Oizrodin is Tolshe Tulshi is Kulnishi, which is Kul Tulshi is Kulnishi. What is Kulnishi? Again, it's some type of fruit. Peiros Uzred. B'nai Suach, what is B'nai Suach? Te'ini, to white dates, white figs. B'nai Shikma, Amrachana, Amrachan, Duvli Fonim is, sorry, Duvli. So that's, sorry, Duvli. What is Duvli? Is a type of vegetable. And then one second. That was with those shikma. Sorry. That was suach. The shikma is duvli. Gufnin is the next one. What's gufnin? Shile gufni is the end of the grapes, the end of the season. Nitzpeh is pircha. What's that? Is so it's like we had in the sugi of tzlaf. It's like the fruit of the tzlaf. Noivla is tmora. So this is really our main discussion. We want to get at what is noivla tmora. Now we go and plug in. This is machlekes. So we love Chanam bushli tmora. They're dried out. Chanam towards zika. They blow it off the wind. So they're very low quality dates, and therefore Mustami he took the trumas and mices. So bishlamana that's why they're low quality. That's a college of mind. Sveiken who the potter. But Vadim Chayiv. If they're the man number toward the Zika, now, but they are, in other words, technically they are produce, so you do have to take. It's just like we kind of assume that, Sveiken who departed, that we don't have to worry that they weren't. In this case, we'll make on them. But if you hold that it's dates that just blew off in the wind, so one second. So why the man that told Zika Vadim Chayev? That means they just got blown off the wind, and you got them. Why would you be Chayev? They're hefker. They started off being hefker. So once it's hefker, you don't have to take Trumas and Mises of hefker. Hefker. So my answer is yeah. That just describes the quality of the dates. And the truth, they were hefker ones. But how come asking in Shosam Goyim? But if this person this Amaritz will collect it and make us a goyim, it means he makes a storehouse of it, he collects a whole bunch of these. So he's going to be chayiv again. He'll be chayiv, even though it started off as hefker. So what? We should don't pay a shosam goyim. Just like over there, where it's hefker, and you make a goyim and hook for the meiser. So to here also, it's hook for the meiser. The point is though, and we don't have to take again meiser because we assume that he took meiser. But how he got to meiser, yeah, that's not so far to, that's not so difficult to project how it possibly, why we possibly maybe we're talking about a case where there would have been a possible for meiser. It was collected and we harvested in this, and put it to a goy and so yeah. Igedabri. Okay, Rabbi say we're on the top of page Now, so again, we're saying there's two sugyas. Our Mishnah says the word noivlois. The Mishnah in Maisris, in Zoroim, says noivlois tomorrow. And now they might be the same thing. That's the two opinions. Are they these dried out, these bushlei tomorrow, dried out fruits for the sun? So the more asks a question then. Now if you say that over there that it's a different, something special, it's, in the case over there in Zoroim, it's dates that got blown off the wind. And by us, it's Mishnah Kamra. So then that's why there's a note, that's a different term, that's a difference in the terminology. That's why our Tana uses the word noivles, stoma, and also call it noivles tomorrow. That's very good. But if it's the same exact thing, why is it different tomorrow? Or even though it's stoma? Why is the terminology in the Mishnah Brachos changed to the sugi over there in Maisrus? So that's a good question. Gotcha. Stokely. So Rabbi said the big sugi here. Now what's the law? We said in the Mishnah that when there are different fruits in front of you, so we're going to have to learn here. We need to know always. It's very important to learn which bracha comes first. It's not an issue of order. It's an issue of, in other words, when you're eating, let's say you're eating an apple and a date, okay? So now you're going to make one bracha by pre-eitz. So you have to know now. You want to eat both, right? But so when you make the bracha by pre-eitz on the date, and then the apple is included, so we say the one bracha you made on the date, eitz, is not only applicable to the date, but it also is to the apple. So I'm using a certain mechanism of making a bracha where one bracha works on two different items. So if those are identical items, or two apples, then that's for sure it works. This here is, the two different foods with the same bracha, so we still say that one bracha you made is affecting two things. So it's very important to know how to do that properly. When you're making one bracha, two things, so there's a way to do it and a way not to do it. If you do it the wrong way, it may not even work. Right? So you always have to take the more choshev, make the bracha on the less choshev. So that's kind of the discussion here. Amar Ula, machlekes b'shebachsim Shabbos. So what was the machlekes in the Mishnah? The Mishnah said, what happens if you have two different foods? And one of them is the shivas aminim. There's 7 types of fruits or produce that Eretz Yisrael is praised for, right? So Rav say you must make on. Sorry, Rabbi Yehuda says you must make on the shivas aminim. You have to, which is, again, example would be you have a date and you have an apple. You make on the date because the date is shivas aminim. Eretz chalav dvash. What does it mean dvash in the Torah? Where do you get honey? You catch bees? No. Dvash in the Torah means you take dates and you take honey out of the dates because Eretz Yisrael has very good dates. So that's one of the special fruits of Eretz Yisrael. So let's see again. So let's see how Ula's going to come and qualify the machlokes. And Rabbi Yehuda says no, you can do what you want. What's Rabbi Yehuda say? So Zakti Gemara Amar Ula. Machlokes is B'Shapir Hussein Shavis. Again, it's boy pre-bait, so it's a date and apple. Jabiuda Savim in Shiva Adif, V'Rabbanin Savim in Chaviv Adif. And Rabbanin say, no, I love apples, so I just want to make the bracha of the apple. That's okay. Now let's say you have, we'll see. They're going to give. We're going to see the example they're going to give. You have two different brachas. You have a radish. You shmak a radish. You make a point pritama, and you have a date. That's the example we're going to give. We'll see, or an olive. Actually, they say an olive. By the way, is a fruit, right? A tree. We have an olive tree, right? It's a tree. The fruit it's also one of the things of fruits of Eretz Yisrael is ice. So what's Allah? She says, now everyone agrees that you just have to make a eight and then a dama. You can't say, well, this is I love it. Rabbi Yehuda can't say, well, you love radishes, so make the pipe dama. No, you have to make an eight and a dama. They're two different. They don't overlap. They're just two different things. So we have to see. Mesivei. So that's the case they give, right? You have a radish and you have an olive. So what do? Make the bracha on the radish. So here it seems to say, interesting enough, it says you make the bracha on dama on the radish, even though they're two different brachas. Right? On an olive, you make a eight. Right? Olives on the tree. So my answer is no. You're right. You're completely misinterpreting what's going on in this Mishnah. There's another. Okay, that's not. So now we have to bring another concept into Hilchos Brachos. There's another concept, and that is whenever you have two foods, and I'm mainly eating one. Right? I'm eating cereal for breakfast for some reason. Okay? And I put the shredded wheat, which is mezaitis, which is my main meal, and I'm going to put some milk in there. So you make up mezaitis. You don't make on the milk. Why? Because we have a rule. You always make on the ikar and part of the toffel. So here too. In this particular case, you have a salad. So you have a salad of a radish. It's a radish salad. And they put some olives in the radish salad. So you make a bracha on the radish, because that's the ikar. So that's not a raya. That doesn't prove anything to what we're discussing. That's b'chalal not what we were discussing. That's so effectively, if that's true, Yachi Amos say from Yehuda Oim B'Vorach Al-Azayis. But on that same Bryce over there, the Bryce, Rabbi Yehuda actually continues his statement and he says, no, B'Vorach Al-Azayis. Well, if we're talking about it's a radish salad, why is he insisting you make a bracha on the zayis? What does that make sense? It's a mishter koshu ikir b'matreila v'varach al ikir paitus atreila. Yehuda says no, but look at if you go on in the Brayso, Yehuda says he makes the exception. It's very clear that issue was brought up later in the discussion. If the ikir is the radish, v'varach al atznoin paitus zayis la'olam b'tznoin ikir askinan. So we're going to have to come up with a very cryptic, difficult reading of this brisa to get out of this kasha. We're going to say like this: in fact, it is a case where it's radish salad. So why is Rabbi Yehuda arguing? We have to say no. It's confusing. The first statement is we make on the snow, and that's because it's the ikr. It's a radish salad. The second statement is what's called b'milsa achrite. Is on a different topic. We have to kind of insert into the discussion. Now we go back to our discussion. You have a radish and you have an olive. That's true. That's what it's. Again, that's a radish salad. But if it's not the case, it's just a radish and an olive. Then everyone agrees. Then you make the bracha on one first, whatever it is. If you like the radish, then the radish. Yeah, you can't make one bracha for both. So it's a whole different discussion. Now, what about two? You have an apple and a date. That's the opinion of the Chachamim, that if you love apples, make the bracha of the apple. Yehuda says no. You have an apple and a date, or an apple and an olive. Because the zayis is min shiva. Do drop more, because the next thing is very similar repetition of this idea. That, like we said before, they're only arguing on the case of an apple and a date. So if you suffer min shiva adif, you make on a date, one suffer min chaviv adif. No, I love apples. Al b'shem b'chosein shavis. If it's a radish, you make whichever one it is, v'chayzer and the eighth brachos, or v'chayzer v'varach al zeh. And then you make on the so you can't go for one adama. You can't use the adama to pater the thing. You can't use an eighth to pater adama. Chad Amar, after she'ein b'chosein shavis nami machlekes. No, there's machlekes. So what's the Vishnu Adam Moshe Shav machlekes? What does that mean? You have a dama and an eighth. What are you supposed to do? One bracha, Adam Moshe Binyomin Friedman is pligi. Why pligi? No, it's a different discussion. The same Tanoim argue also at another point. Amr lahaktim. The shaila, what goes first? Does I love radishes? I make the bracha first of the radish, or no? But I have shiva saminim here. I have an olive. It's a problem. Mukta b'pasik. Okay, this is the order of brachos. This is the source of all rules of the order. Whatever comes first in the pasuk, mukta bracha. The pasuk says as follows: Eretz Yisrael's praise the following things: chita, wheat, soira, and barley. Gefen is grapes, and te'ena, figs. Rimon, pomegranates. Eretz zayis as olives. Shemen, and sorry, zayis shemen is one. That's olive oil. And dvash. Dvash doesn't mean honey. Bee honey means honey from the dates. Okay, so therefore they argue also over here. There'll be so usually one is opinion that always sets the rule for what goes first, and we'll see. The Rabbanan have a different sheet. They say a little bit, not necessarily if you really want to eat one thing over the other. So it's also would be appropriate to make the bracha of that because that's chashuv. You want to eat it. It's chavniv. Okay, so that's the machlekes, big machlekes, and we'll pick it up here tomorrow.